Shift Account Part 2. Gibbs reporting in. It has been 8 days since the collapse and still no sign of any rescue efforts. The Bureau is either completely unaware of our situation or incapable of helping us. Or maybe it's intentional. How many times have we seen the Bureau not give two shits about its own hardworking staff when they go missing in this place? How many times do we let it slide, thinking, oh, at least it wasn't me? Too many, I'm ashamed to admit. Anyway, there have been some developments. Strange crystals have begun growing through the walls. They seem to block some corridors, but not others. The path to the caves is always left open, but we're not sure why. Luckily, the crystals keep out the astral spike. One's been hounding us for days. John, Nicolay, and Sarah went to try and find a radio, but never came back. We think the spike got them. I think it's hunting us. Doug says spikes only exist in the astral plane, so what the fuck is it doing here? If we get out of here, I'm hiring a lawyer. These are unsuitable working conditions. So the astral plane has kind of been getting in here earlier than I thought. I really wonder when this happened, because they are saying that the Bureau isn't caring. You would think I can see the Bureau being kind of, they're not gonna be too concerned if it's a couple people or if it's a small, if it's a small office room that gets shifted. It's they're not gonna make too big of a fuss about it, because that you might not be able to do anything about it. But if it's a whole department or a huge chunk of the oldest house that goes missing, I feel like they would kick up a fuss. So maybe did this happen right as the hiss issue started happening, and that's why no one's really been looking for them? Transit control. I'm just wondering which door this button's gonna close or open.
Warning. Altered item detected in Transport Bay. Access is prohibited per safety regulation 18.A.
Okay.
So that's the altered item. Looks pretty secure.
Transit engine.
No power. Typical.
So what does it do? So we know the slide projector opened doors to other worlds. Is this going to be similar? But maybe on a much smaller scale.
I should hire someone who builds smaller machines.
Okay. This just goes back to the same area. And it is so dark. Oh, okay. Okay, let's get out of here. Okay, let me slow down because I keep grabbing everything but the thing I actually want.
Designated terminal. Altered item transport in progress. Please stand back from the moving platform.
That door still is red. Lobby. We should be able to open this up now.
No altered material detected in area. Personnel may now safely enter. Have a Bureau full day.
God. Shoot. Whoops. Build my own guy. Which way do I go now? Are those the non-bulletproof glass? Yeah, I can't get quite that high, but I don't see anything up there anyway. I'll open this door first. Nah. Where does this lead? Same deal, pretty much. Oh, okay. What's that? Hi. Why did... Why did she immediately lose so much health? Launch health recovery. So if I went to the one on the bottom, would it just not work?
Properly trained. Guess I pass.
Wait,
I
what?
am very properly trained.
So I think I have to go up top to progress, but I will check this out first. New language. For media publication, I learned a brand new language. The fish taught me. You probably don't believe me, so I will prove it. Yeah, that. See? Please publish this letter, and maybe other fish speakers will get in touch. They'll be able to read my address, even if you can't. Jabini Rod, Larry Humbert. Interesting. I wonder if there is any way to translate this, like if it's just a very simple cipher. Hang on, I feel like I vaguely remember what's about to happen. I'm gonna be in
that camera.
a movie or
How
something,
the hell
right?
did it get out? Are they just shooting movies now?
Swift platform.
After that camera! And step on it!
Do I need to do anything? It's just a very long intro section. Oh, okay. Let me back up a little bit. I feel like I'm getting a little too far forward and I'm gonna just like fall right off the side or the front of the cart.
No way am I sharing the spotlight with kids.
Oh. Restricted areas. Okay, there it is. Ah, charging. Could you use the health over here?
Thought you could lose me, huh? Who am I talking to again?
Okay. I was about to say, I wish there was more to that, but looks like there is. One more. It's a little bit farther. Because that is not normal kind. Third act villain. We're in the third act already? It's like right on top of me. Where? Oh, okay. Okay, there we go. Good thing they didn't have any obstacles for us that whole time. Because I probably would have died a couple times. I don't see anything to shoot, so probably not. No.
Wait, what? We're back? Did that really just happen? It felt like a dream. Or maybe a bad movie.
That was cute. Not like the best card sequence ever, but I think there's only so much you can do with the mechanics of this game. Then we go back up top and then to that hallway. I appreciate that the enemies weren't too crazy. They were all pretty low level except for the bosses. Movie camera procedures. ID, Action Max camera, AI80-UE. Acquisition date, September 14th, 2016. Containment location, in transit. The item should be isolated from any person or event that is objectively interesting, since this effect is activated by the presence of dramatic incidents. Okay. I guess I'm objectively interesting. Do you think that would be kind of insulting, though? Like, someone tells you, go deal with the camera, and you know you're safe because you're not a very interesting person? A movie camera used to make commercial feature films, internal mechanisms are unremarkable. Subjects near the item will often experience a torqued version of reality, resembling the heightened drama and action of a movie. Whether these events are localized alternate realities or products of hallucination is currently unknown. Additionally, the item seems to record footage from these incidents and creates VHS copies, edited in the style of short films. During their investigation, agents learned that a podcast titled Brian's Movie Den had reviewed the item-generated movie, Delivery Disaster. The podcast creator, Brian Hennerman, was taken for questioning. The staff of Movie Night, the store Mr. Hennerman had rented the film from, were also questioned to no effect. Movie camera supplement. The item first came to the Bureau's attention after a hospitalized mailman from redacted Arkansas claimed his injuries had been caused by a movie camera. Further investigation connected the incident to AI-80, which was being shipped in the mail truck at the time. The packaged camera was later found in an empty warehouse. The return address led agents to a P.O. box located in the San Fernando Valley, belonging to a company called Blessed Pictures. I was just thinking, too, with the procedures document, like, would the Blessed Group have something to do with this? Whether Blessed Pictures is involved in the creation and dissemination of the item's VHS films is unknown. See Investigation 13, HQ 612. The following is a list of all known films believed to have been shot by AI-80-UE. Shoot First, Die Last, unreleased. Coffee Bullet, Billy's First Car, Bike Hard, Delivery Disaster. Adam was used in the filming of an unreleased Western in 1968 on the Italian island of Sardinia. A cast member was killed during an on-set accident, stopping production. It is believed that Blessed Pictures bought the camera and the equipment from the shoot was sold at auction. So it doesn't seem that there's really a connection between the podcast and the Blessed Pictures. Or Blessed Pictures, however you want to say it. And then so I guess what motive would they have for disseminating VHS films from made with the camera? Because I think I've talked about this before, but thinking of Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines and the one mission you had to find whoever was distributing this like snuff film, and the point there was that the film was breaking the masquerade because it was showing these creatures that were obviously inhuman and that were actually killing people. And if people like investigated it more, they would find out that, you know, there's this whole other world of like vampires, monsters, werewolves, all these things. And so you need to stop whoever was distributing them. Here, there doesn't seem to, like, I don't think the films themselves would really speak to anything supernatural, right? I think the only thing that would be concerning is the people involved in them. Like, them saying, oh, I had this crazy experience while filming, and like all these things that happened in the film, I experienced that, but I don't think anybody else did, and everyone else thinks I'm crazy because they didn't see what I saw or something like that. So I'm just curious about their motives. And then They talk about this guy that got hospitalized because of injuries caused by the camera. So here they said whether these events are localized alternate realities or products of hallucination. I guess the nature of his injuries would kind of tell us, give us more of a hint towards that. Because if it was like, oh, he just, he fell down, bumped his head, or got a bruise somewhere or something, then that could speak to hallucinations. Like, he was moving around, kind of like VR, like he was moving around in his mind. All these things are happening, but in the real world, nothing was going on around him, so like he can't see if he bumps into something or not. But if it was like, I don't know, he was in his house, or they said mailman, if he was just delivering mail or something, and then suddenly he was transported to this place where people were shooting at him, and it was like this crazy action movie, and then afterwards he has gunshot wounds, then that would speak to more of an alternate reality, I guess. But there's no extra information on this, so it's all just a lot of speculation. Evade ammo refund. Well, I guess I don't need it, because I have this one, which is even better. Shift account part 3. It's clear no one is coming. We're running out of ideas and supplies. We tried going into the caves to find anything edible, but all we found were noxious gases and endless pits. The crystals only let us go one way, even though we could see the caves branched out. We did find some weird spiky pillar. I only got a glimpse of it before the astral spikes attacked. There were a few of them this time. We lost a lot of people. There's only 6 of us left. We didn't ask for this. We didn't want to come down here. I'm convinced something brought us here. The others say I'm going nuts, but it's clear that this was no house shift. Shifts slide a bathroom a sector over, or rotate a hallway. They don't drop full divisions into some caves. We were brought here, I know it. But for what? Why tear us away from our lives just to torture us? If this is some sort of test or mission, then here's some advice for whoever's running it. Give out clearer instructions next time. I hope these notes are a good read for whatever ranger finds them. Fuck you. Put that in your report. Gibbs. Sorry, man.
That damn gun. Faith. Not sure she's ready.
I'm here, aren't I? I saved the Bureau once, and I'll do it again.
Well, she could be talking about, before she came down here. Like, thinking Jesse might not be ready for all the responsibilities as his crisis is going on before Marshall actually left. But we'll see.
I've served under 2 directors. 3 now, I suppose. Trench and I worked our way up together. We made it through the tough cases, the bad days, the casualties. He was the epitome of a good agent. Smart, decisive, selfless. Then he picked up that damn gun. Becoming director is a formal process overseen by the board. Lots of ritual and mystery. After that, key staff provide detailed briefs on all classified matters, past and present. But with Faden, well, there's no protocol for field promotion. The girl's smart, has a good head on her shoulders. I'm trusting her to handle the hiss upstairs, while I hold them off here. All this shit with the nail, the board, I'm not sure she's ready. Besides, I work better alone.
Okay, so it was kind of right, kind of wrong. It was recorded as or before she came down here, but she was talking about this situation in particular. Is that... That's Trench's face in the picture. I guess it makes sense if she's talking about being the director. Back to the caves. See a box over there. Just this again.
Another etching, like the one I used to get in here.
I just want to look around a little bit more before we touch that thing, in case it transports us somewhere. Are these like directions? Like, this is the nail. Go this way. This way is towards the crossroads. Oh my god. What? What the fuck? Okay. I think the game is bugged out a little bit, because that's like the second time something has just popped up, and then specifically a hiss has popped up and then disappeared randomly.
Is this the lock/key the board told me about?
Well, there's Former.
Just doing my job. First one down. Director Faden's got this covered.
So, anyway, how do I get back here? Wait, what? Oh, because I was looking at it from here. I actually have no idea. Maybe that opens up some other time, but it's probably just another mod anyway that I'm not going to use anyway, so it's not a big deal. Alright, so I'll go back this way. That's a person.
Jesse, hey!
Hi, Emily.
How did she get down here? What are you doing down here, Emily?
What do you mean? You called me down, remember?
I'm pretty sure I didn't.
No, that's right. You didn't. But then, I remember you needing me to come here. I mean, you even told me how to get in. Let's just chalk it up to synchronicity so we can get to work.
She takes everything in stride.
The board called me down here to deal with the situation. The astral plane is...
Colliding with our world, I know. Isn't it fascinating? I never even considered that the astral plane could be a physical volume expanding beyond its dimensional container. The bleed is localized to this area, but its growth rate seems steady. Given time, it will consume the entire Bureau, and possibly beyond.
That's what I'm here to stop. The board told me to fix the nail over there by dismantling 4 locks in the astral plane. Funny, I think it's put itself back together a bit.
So that could be due to the law of inverse exchange. For every associated component you remove, this nail reconstructs. Or possibly some variation of anti-sympathy. Don't worry, I'll look into it. Did you notice all the Bureau infrastructure? It looks like there was a research team stationed down here at some point. Do you think Darling knew about this?
I'd put money on it. That reminds me, have you seen Marshall? She contacted me over the hotline, but then I saw her walking around.
I haven't seen her. The hotline only connects to extraplanar entities. Or dead people. But Marshall's proved time and time again that she's a survivor.
That's exactly what I thought.
Anyway, I've been looking into the minerals growing down here. Have you noticed how they insist on maintaining a certain form? Maybe some sort of a state memory, or they consciously prefer a certain shape?
I think we're on a clock here, Emily. I need to stop the astral bleeding before it brings the oldest house down. See what you can find out from the nail in the meantime. And send out some rangers to look for Marshall. She may be in trouble.
Will do, Jesse. If you see anything interesting, remember to take detailed notes.
Look, I've seen a lot of interesting things.
The Rangers have tapped into an old radio network they found around the Foundation. So if you need backup, just call them at one of the stations.
How did the Hiss get into the Foundation?
Same way we did, I imagine. But you need to remember that the Hiss are the embodiment of persistence. Their nature seems to be one of force, to find every possible vulnerability and exploit it. Their only goal is consumption.
I'm sure there's plenty of goodies for them down here. The nail, for instance.
If the Hiss could corrupt the nail, I'm sure they would have by now. It must not interest them in its broken state. They could be distracted by the numerous unknown paranatural materials I'm sure are lying around. These are the roots of the oldest house. The Hiss will find plenty of ways to make trouble.
They're pretty good at that.
Yeah, they've been here longer than we have. So they would have had enough time to do whatever they wanted with the nail.
So you've never heard of the Foundation, huh?
I've never even seen the name referenced. I mean, clearly it's highly classified, but for what reason? The problem with these kinds of closed-off hidden areas is that they were likely sealed for good reason. But now no one is left to tell us what that reason was.
Any guesses why the Bureau would hide something like this?
I only know what I've observed. This place is spatially rigid, which means it doesn't shift like the rest of the oldest house. And before you ask why that is, I have to admit that I'm clueless. There's some signal interfering with my equipment, making it hard to get a clear reading. It's being emitted from the floor. Maybe I should have brought a jackhammer.
The astral plane is already taking chunks out of this place, Emily. Let's not add to it.
So that would make me think that they must have found something that was very dangerous that they wanted to cover up, and that's why so many people don't know about this. Or it's like, it's permitted to only the highest ranking individuals like Darling and Marshall.
So let me get this straight. The astral plane is bleeding into the Foundation.
Correct.
And that's happening because the nail is damaged.
I'd say it's a bit more than damaged, but yes, that is my understanding.
So, what's the connection between the nail and the astral plane?
It's a good question. See, I always pictured objects of power as strings between our plane and the astral. If the nail has a similar relationship, then maybe it's more accurate to think of it like plumbing. Now that the nail is busted, sewage is gushing everywhere.
Not the prettiest metaphor.
I should get back out there.
Agreed. The astral bleed won't stop itself.
Well, thanks, Emily. So it's gotten bigger. That's about it. Unstable area, watch for shifting. That sounds like an asset that shouldn't be here, because this place doesn't shift. I'm not going. What is that in the distance? Maybe just like a wall? Like, that might have to be, or that is maybe supposed to be an invisible wall, but like texture's messed up or something. Oh, up there. I could go back to the beginning. I think I'll just go this way though. Oh! The symbol for foundation, it has a black triangle and a white triangle. I don't know if that's necessarily related to the white triangle in the motel, especially because their positions are flipped. Like the black one is right side up and the white one is upside down. Maybe that is something? Anyway, let's go this way.